Hi everyone, this is Diary of a Mystic. I'm going to be performing a reading surrounding Bryan Kohberger, who has now been charged with the murders of Kaylee, Maddie, Zaina, and Ethan. I'm also aware that he is currently incarcerated, has had 2 hearings, and then has waived his right to a speedy trial, and then will go forward with another hearing, I believe sometime in June. So I haven't performed a reading surrounding Bryan yet, and I wanted to do so and see if I can pick up on anything surrounding Bryan, anything that may come through, and to also please keep an open mind to these readings as well. So thank you for joining. Let's get started and see what the possibilities are in terms of what's to come surrounding this case, surrounding Bryan Kohberger, any information surrounding Bryan Kohberger, what's to come about with the trial coming up later this year. I believe it's in June. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, any information that may come through surrounding Bryan's family, Bryan himself, perhaps what is going on with Bryan mentally, emotionally, his mental state, also as well as any other information to pick up on surrounding Bryan. So I'm being shown a past date. So typically if I'm being shown a past date, this is Spirit's way of going back to a particular time in a person's life. So they're showing me January of 2012. So we're going back 11 years. I believe he's 28 years old. That would take him to being 17 years of age. Something significant occurred around that time for him. Now, there are reports that he lost weight, he became vegan, and all this other stuff. But something definitely occurred around the age of 17 for him, perhaps in terms of his personality. So they're taking me back to 2012. So that would make Bryan 17, I believe. So I'm picking up January 2012. He may have also had an idea of what he wanted to do before graduating high school in terms of occupation or his interests, especially in criminology, maybe perhaps started then. Okay. Now, I know that Bryan has not, of course, been submitted to a polygraph test, but they're showing me like the needle on a polygraph test. I kind of feel like I'm getting the word assimilate, that he assimilated himself in terms of theories of how things worked with his background of studies, that if he would ever have to take a polygraph, he would know how to master a polygraph, or perhaps he took a class on polygraphy, if that's a word, in terms of the study of polygraph testing. I don't know if that's a part of criminology and at the university he was attending, or if he actually saw one of those machines or saw them being used, if he interned anywhere. So I'm being shown that as well. They're also showing me October 2013. I really feel like January 2012, a year to October 2013, almost as if he had an ultimate transformation. So when he was a freshman in college, okay, that would mark him October 2013 if he went right from high school, or if he graduated in 2013 from high school, and something to do with October of 2013. So the time periods, those specific time periods, are showing me that his character was building into the person that he is now, more so perhaps during that time period. So January 2012 to October 2013. I'm also picking up very heavily on a male influence. This could be father energy as well. And I'm getting the name Douglas. I don't know what his father's name is. Okay, so fathers come into the reading already. Father has shown up. I think that his father's influence, perhaps more so than the mother's influence, and I'm not basing anything on terms of his father is, Bryan became who he is because of his father, but King of Cups is here. So when I see the King of Cups, this is father to me in the tarot deck. This is father energy, and this is the first card that came in. So I really feel like his father holds a lot of compassion for his son, has always been his son's champion, or in terms of champion his successes, as well as I'm sure his mother as well. But father really shows me that Bryan may be more comfortable speaking or spending time with his father. Okay, father energy. And his father comes into the reading to say his energy is kind of trumping the reading. So there's a closeness, there's a connection. There also could be similarities in personality that he has with his father, or his father better understands his son. So right now, the current energies, we have Temperance and Hermit. I feel that there's a great need, and this could be coming from his family, of moderation in terms of balance, emotional balance. Also, the need to better understand the bigger picture here. I feel like they're searching for the truth. I feel that their son is innocent. Hermit is next to this. This is Virgo card, Virgo's archetype. But Hermit can speak about someone also spending time in solitary confinement or being alone. This could be Bryan's energy as well. But then at the same time, they're able to maintain moderate temperament, moderate emotional temperament, moderation, balance. Okay. He has an uncanny way of being very calm on the surface. Also, his silence with the Hermit's energy is one of spending time in silence, solitary confinement, being alone, but also seeking and illuminating the truth. There seems to be some type of inner balance going on with him. So almost like a Zen, if I would describe it like a Zen-like energy, uh, uh, not quick to respond, not quick to react. He's almost like uh, the ability to be so calm, or his demeanor may also be a bit scary because of his. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you meet certain people and they just have this great energy of not reacting or responding or letting anything sway them. If I'm trying to describe this correctly, I also feel that with the Hermit's energy, uh, there could be secrets that are being kept back as that are being kept hidden as well, or being kept back type energy. I am not making any sense. I'm trying to get this out the best that I can. Okay, so the past energies, we have Tower, and then we have the Eight of Swords. This is a validation in the reading. Calamity occurred, chaos occurred, total destruction occurred, okay, with the events that took place November 13th. Then we have the Eight of Swords. This can speak on many levels of restriction, mental entrapment. This also can speak about now incarceration with Bryan behind bars. Also mental entrapment coming from the experience that happened, feeling very trapped in our own thoughts, etc. So this also could be a situation where the victims felt very trapped the night of the events as well, with the Eight of Swords. Swords in particular speak about mentality, thoughts, okay? The families could also feel, of course, very trapped now mentally because of the calamity and the chaos that occurred, no doubt. So this is an interesting combo here. I feel like Bryan was wanting to find love. Bryan wanted a relationship, or Bryan was seeking a relationship, and this could have been with one of the victims. Bryan was seeking a union of some kind, but Bryan was met with silence and rejection. Typically, the Two of Cups can speak about friendship, union, attraction, mutual attraction, friendship, relationship, okay? But with the Four of Swords next to this, this is really silence, rejection, no response. So others were unresponsive to him. He was seeking connection. Four of Swords, no response. No response to him, okay? So if you were to read this about, let's say for yourself, I'm interested in someone, what's to come about with that person? Nothing, because they're not going to respond, or they do not, it's unrequited. They don't express the same feelings. I feel that he wanted a friendship relationship with someone, or he was seeking that. Something traditional as well, that's compatible to his parents' marriage. The Hierophant is here, which very much speaks about tradition, traditional roles, can speak about higher wisdom, higher institution of learning, can also speak about traditional roles in relationships and the tradition of marriage. Next to this is the Ace of Cups. This is love, new love. I feel that he might have been, or thought he was, seeking new love, wanted a traditional relationship or marriage, perhaps, and also was seeking When the Ace of Cups arrives, typically this also can be not only wanting to fall in love and to express emotions and to have a new cycle of love, but also to have the things that go with that, the benefits of that, sex, compatibility, emotional connection, the euphoria of being in love as well. And this is in the center of the reading. So reading about Bryan Kohberger in particular, there was a need for connection here, and the need was strong, and it was met with rejection or silence or putting someone on read, not responding. So here we have the Six of Wands next to the Four of Wands. I don't read the cards reversed, okay? I never have. Two wands together. There's a lot of passion here, a lot of exuberance, energy, and there's also a call of victory and progress. And next to the Four of Wands, this speaks of home. I think that he was cocky in nature as well, a bit arrogant. Six of Wands can also speak about, especially in terms of overconfident, arrogance, cocky, okay? Also, the attention, the applause in terms of an audience. And this could be representative of Bryan and the attention that he has ultimately guided towards himself. Okay? He's being looked at now. I'm being paid attention to. People are noticing me. I have attention finally. With the Four of Wands, this is home. This also could be very much validating the events that took place at the home. He wanted, and perhaps because of the reports that we've read, that he went back to the residence of the victims that morning, which could be a validator in the reading that he ultimately did. And the fact that home is next to him, the celebrations and events that went on in the home of the four victims, the parties, the friends in and out, he was watching that. And perhaps he wanted that. Okay, perhaps he wanted to be a part of that. Perhaps he wanted to be popular. Perhaps he wanted to be part of that scene. So it's almost like a coveting energy, like he coveted what he saw. So here we get a little bit deeper in the reading. We have the Five of Wands with the Page of Swords. Five of Wands is typically the battle card, and it's normally with a group of people, not just one-on-one. Page of Swords is the spy. Page of Swords is gossip. Page of Swords is rumors. Page of Swords is also typically swift action, but it's also ill communication. So someone who is not as mature or mature in their communication, but the Page of Swords is someone who's watching other people. I believe that he was, of course, stalking, watching. The Five of Wands is the battle that took place. This also could be, with the Five of Wands, can be competition, competitiveness. Five of Wands, in terms of a battle, can be verbal arguments, and it's normally with a group of people. So with the page looking at the group, okay, the page is looking at this group. Prior to the events, there could have been in the household itself, and I'm just throwing that out there, there could have been some type of contentiousness between the roommates, but there also could have been validating in the reading, or there is validation here that the battle took place, okay? there was a battle, there was a struggle in the home during the events. From what we've heard and read and seen, especially when it came to Ethan and Zaina. So a battle did take place, and they were being watched. Now, when I see this card, the Star card, 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the ground. Star is Aquarius's archetype. Star is also a very spiritual card. So Star can speak about especially transcendence of spirit, going from the physical world to the spirit world or the afterlife. I feel that the victims, in terms of their spirit, that they are, and they have crossed over. And the Five of Swords shows me the devastation that, and the aftermath that took place, because the Five of Swords has come into the other readings that I've done about this case as well. Five of Swords is destruction through master manipulation. It's also a card of a bruised ego, where the ego wants to win and will win at all costs. And this is the energy of Bryan, the destructor, destruction. Okay, I want to win, I'm going to win, I'm going to annihilate everything in my path. For an empty victory, because it is an empty victory. Okay, Star's energy comes in almost as if it's a spiritual protector here, because the spiritual protection now that perhaps is taking place with the victims, that they're being, wherever they are in the afterlife, I feel that they're being spiritually protected right now with the Star's energy, even though he may continue to ruminate or think about what he's done, or what the events took place, or how he felt so powerful afterwards. Okay, if that makes sense. These are two different, completely opposite, conflicting cards. But with Star's energy, it's trumping this card. So Star is showing me that there has been a transcendence, okay, and that there's also a lot of faith here, especially from the families, and hope. And faith and the energy of faith is very strong. It can be very strong, especially within families or just with one person, to have that strength of faith. So here we have the Knight of Wands and the Lovers. There was a lot of, with the Knight of Wands energy, this is typically traditionally a male in their 20s. The Knight of Wands can also speak about travel, movement, direction, physical relocation. The swiftness and the action and the passion and the energy behind this can be very representative of Bryan. With the Lovers, this shows me that there was an insatiable energy attached to something kind of predicated upon sexual gratification, or a need here. With the Lovers card, going to also speak about, of course, choices and direction and love triangles. But I don't feel that there was a love triangle with Bryan. I feel that Bryan took off with such vigor, speed, okay, and that night, and such passion behind him, but it was very much directed or delegated towards the energy of the Lovers, which can be a passionate exchange, a passionate moment, a passionate relationship. Okay. albeit the passion in this sense was one of revenge, was one of some type of gratification to annihilate. So let's see what else we have here. So we have two pages, Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. Typically the Page of Pentacles can be a student. Page of Cups can be ideas, rebirth of ideas, situations. I feel that he had this idea perhaps a month prior or earlier. Page to me can indicate timing in terms of a month. It's not that long. Like I feel like he didn't plan this for a year. He didn't plan this for 9 months. Like it was smaller in terms of the idea and initiating the idea. Page of Pentacles can also be the studious person. It can also be working but making smaller amounts of money. So the idea was here, or the rebirth of an idea came through for him. So here, the Chariot, driving in the car, travel. Chariot's also overdrive. Chariot is real determination and focus coming in. Three of Swords energy. So he was on his way. He was traveling, of course, by car. And the destination, the determination, the motive, the drive was to cause immediate pain. Three of Swords is immediate. It's immediate pain. So let's say in terms of a heartbreak, breakup, this also can be indicative of surgery with knives or surgical tools. So this was immediate, with the immediate pain. So you could take this and look at it as someone was on their way, had drive and motivation for immediate pain to take place. Immediate pain. I think that for 2 months prior to the events that took place on November 13th, he was pursuing one of the victims. He also could have been pursuing more than one. So Two of Wands is seeking partnership. It's also a waiting period. So let's say September to November. And the Knight of Cups is romantic pursuit. So there was a pursuit here. There's also a waiting period, or in terms of waiting for 2 months of looking or seeking out someone to ask out, to romantically pursue. In this case, it was ultimately perhaps stalking, spying. This is also coming up as he was in pursuit. But there was like a 2-month waiting period or 2-month period here that's coming up. So the King of Pentacles has shown up in readings before. I don't know if this is one of the victim's parents in particular. King of Pentacles can typically be a wealthy person or someone who owns their own business or is very much focused on money, finances. Nine of Swords is this person is living the nightmare. This could be Kaylee Gonzalez's father because he's more, he has been more public, speaking out about this case and what happened to his daughter. So this person's living a nightmare. This person is also very worried about the outcome here. It's almost like I have everything that I want in my life, but I'm living a nightmare and sleepless nights, insomnia. Okay, traditionally this is known as the nightmare card. There's a lot of worry and fear attached to this king as well. I think that we're going to find this is going to be a slow, steady progress with this case. I also think that Bryan is going to have an advantage of some kind in terms of his defense. So Knight of Pentacles shows up. This is slow and steady. This is not a fast knight. Knight of Pentacles also can indicate movement in terms of weeks. Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady. Okay. Next to the Seven of Wands is opposition, but advantage against opposition. I think from now to when they go back in for the next hearing, he's going to have so much behind him to build his defense that there's going to be an opportunity here of advantage with everything that's stacked against him. He has an advantage against the opposition here. Okay, there's an advantage here against the opposition, which would be the prosecution. I also feel that there could be a possibility here. It almost feels like, man, it almost feels like I got my wish, and that was for others to suffer. So the Nine of Cups is the wish card with the Five of Pentacles is abandonment. This could be struggle. This is suffering. The wish here, the wish is trumping this right here. Also, it could indicate financial struggle. It was almost as if I got my wish for others to suffer. There is suffering in this card, but there's also illumination and light of hope to recover. That others will have to carry on the legacy of the pain that I caused type energy. And then we have the Ten of Swords with the Two of Pentacles. This was a lot for him to juggle. This was a lot for him to do. I also feel with the Ten of Swords energy, which is finality, a betrayal, final endings in the next 10 weeks. So 10 weeks, today is January 18th, 10 weeks from today. What is 10 weeks from today? So February, March. I feel like mid-April, he might, it would not surprise me, he might petition to ask for another public defender to represent him. I don't know if you can do that. Because if you're assigned one, or his family pays for an attorney, which could be where the Five of Pentacles comes in, because it's going to financially drain them. This could be something that a partnership is ending, or something's over, it has ended. And we're juggling finances here, and I kind of pick up on that he may hire his own defense team and switch out the public defender. Don't be surprised if you see that, because he can do that. Okay, so we're going to hear from someone who's going to be very outspoken, and also is not going to mince words. This is going to be out of the blue communication of someone that may step forward. So we have the Queen of Swords with the Eight of Wands. This is, when I see this card especially, if there has been any stagnant energy, delay, no communication, this is out of the blue. Out of the blue travel, out of the blue communication. Queen of Swords does not mince her words. She does not get emotional. She calls a spade a spade. Okay, I feel that it could be someone that's either one of the remaining surviving roommates or someone in the family. Out of the blue communication, out of the blue interview, out of the blue something surrounding this queen. Okay, coming up. This could be very indicative of it coming up. Just look for possibly something coming out of the blue surrounding a female. Coming out of the blue, like, whoa, we didn't see that coming. So here we have the Six of Pentacles next to the Nine of Pentacles. There could be generosity. There could be financial generosity gifted to him in terms of, don't be surprised if Bryan Kohberger has supporters that may try to raise money for his defense team. Nothing is shocking. A single woman here could be attached to the Queen of Swords, could be a part of this, or someone who is financially independent herself. I feel like it's female. There's a female coming in here. All right, 2 more cards, then I'm done. I'll just be pulling for days. So, completion is coming. Completion is coming. In terms of timing, I think that this may go on for this may go on for 2 years. I just have a feeling that when I say 2 years, from the time of the events that had happened to the time of when everything's cut and dried. I don't feel like this is going to be a Chris Watts situation where he just boom, bam, arrested, and then he's sent to prison for the rest of his life. This is going to be something that could be parlayed or played out. The world is here, which is a good sign. This is success. This is completion. This is wrapping it up. Judgment steps in next to this. So this is very much about rebirth, release. I kind of have a feeling that there's a great possibility here that he could not win his case, but there's a great possibility here of achievement of some kind for him, or a win for him. The prosecution better have and of course there's a lot to indict him and to charge him and to put him away for the rest of his life, but the world and judgment together really shows me conclusion, okay, success, completion, reward, but also with judgment is speaking about cycles, cyclical, rebirth, something's phased out and a new phase begins. And ultimately, and I don't read this card as, oh, we're being judged by God or the final judgment. I don't read it as such. I think there is going to be perhaps something that steps through that may feel very full circle for the families, that ultimately takes them into the next phase of their life, which would be the wrap up and completion and success of his prosecution and conviction. But I also have a feeling here that there also could be a possibility of a win for him. All right, I'm going to pull 2 more because I can't help it. Oh boy. Okay. We have 2 aces. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. So the truth comes through. This is the truth-telling card. Ace of Wands is new life. I think there's truths that are yet to be revealed. Like I kind of feel like there's something that just comes out of the blue surrounding this Queen of Swords that's stated or a statement is made that we didn't see coming. Like there's another element to this. And I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorist and all that stuff, but I just sense that with 2 aces in the reading, faster beginnings, faster cycles. Things are coming in quickly. Okay. And when I said 2 years, I feel like this whole thing is kind of wrapped up in a matter of 2 years. But there could be a moment of other truths coming in, but it's also creating new life with the Ace of Wands. And 2 aces in a reading is new cycles, new beginnings, but they come in faster. They come in faster. Justice is here. I was just going to say, Justice hasn't shown up yet. Yes, she has. Okay, so he could be issued double life sentences. He could also be issued multiple life sentences if the death penalty is not taken. There could be multiple life sentences for him. Okay. Justice shows up, which I'm glad she did, because finally. So this shows me that justice will come through. There will be something that does come through that could be a truth bomb, okay, of some kind. Ace of Wands, very indicative of new life. And with that, justice is overseeing both of these aces. So the justice could be served more swiftly as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if he got multiple life sentences for this. Interesting read. So that's my read on Bryan Kohberger, the energies that I picked up. If you're following this case, thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody. Stay blessed, and I'll speak to you soon.